So today's video is going to be a shorter video, not really that in-depth, kind of just showcasing an item. So like you've seen in the title of this video, we're going to be talking about the CRKT Pilar 3. So this is a new knife that was released, I believe at the end of January. It's the third iteration of the Pilar, which if you've watched some of my other videos, you would have noticed that I'm a huge fan of the Pilar, whatever. Call it whatever you want. So that's the standard one, and this is the 3. So substantially larger. That said, they do have a larger version of this style Pilar. Now you'll notice that both versions of this knife are different blades. The Pilar 3 is, the way I see it, it's kind of like just a stretched out version of the regular one. So if you would take this blade and let me just make sure it zooms in here. If you take the blade of the Pilar and just kind of pull it, and then take the back of it and pull it, you'd end up with this knife. The bottom, here we go. The bottom portion, the handle portion, is clearly the same kind of styling, just stretched out, or a continuation of it, if you will. Now, it does seem to keep the same price tag that the Pilar has had, around maybe like 40-50 bucks, maybe a little bit more depending on taxes and your currency, your country's currency. So it's still in that budget kind of realm, budget to kind of, you know, mid-tier. I would say it's still budget though. But I would have to say the Pilar 3 is probably my best ever buy for a knife in terms of price to quality. So it's got some, like, a crazy good action. You know, you get the frame lock, of course. Great design. I was a little skeptical of the G10 that they put on it, as opposed to the stainless steel handle of the previous versions. But seeing it in person and just holding it, it feels and looks great. So no complaints there. There's very minimal complaints about this knife. You know, personally, I like the shape of the previous Pilar's blade, kind of like that reverse-tanto type blade, where it's not really comes to a point, but it just, you know, there's like that little edge that drops down. I kind of like that. This one doesn't have that, but nonetheless, it still looks great. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. It has, like, everything is just perfectly made on this knife. Maybe it's just the version I got, but the spacing or the centering of the blade rather to the handle looks perfect. Very, very little play when it comes to moving that blade around. And like I said, the action, it's perfect. It's so smooth. And yeah, it's D2 steel, just like the previous ones. It'll cut, and it's fairly easy to sharpen. So that's really all I had to say for this video, just kind of like a showcase, kind of like a mini review of this. I'm going to be field testing this, if you will, in the next week or so, and possibly giving an update on Instagram as to how this performs. It's got some heft to it, you know, just like the previous versions. Most of it's made out of metal, but it's a little bit more lightweight, but you know, it's got the G10 scale, so that's to be expected. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna let you guys go. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you don't, if you want to see some everyday carry pictures, desk setup pictures, whatever. And subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content, more of these types of videos. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.